There are foods that do not impress at first glance. They are not sweet, not fragrant, not easy to prepare. Their shape can even make many people hesitant, yet strangely, they have been preserved by humans for thousands of years, surviving changes in agriculture, medicine, and even modern eating habits. Artichoke is one of them. It is not a root, not a fruit, and not a leaf. What humans eat is in fact a flower bud that has never bloomed. Most of its structure is firm, layered, and not easy to access. If judged only by taste, artichoke has no obvious advantage to compete with the hundreds of vegetables that appeared later. So why do humans still grow it, still cook it, still study it? From ancient civilizations to modern science, artichoke has continuously appeared in very different contexts. At times it was a dish reserved for the nobility. At times it was an herb associated with the liver and digestion. At times it became a subject of research in modern nutrition science. Notably, artichoke has never been considered a common food. It does not represent convenience. It exists as if for a specific reason, quiet yet persistent. The question is not whether artichoke is good or not. The real question is what inside an unopened flower bud has led humans to choose to preserve it for thousands of years. To answer that, it is first necessary to understand exactly what artichoke is and why it differs from the vegetables we eat every day. Artichoke is not an ordinary vegetable, and that is precisely why it always occupies a distinct place in the food world. What humans eat is not the stem, not the root, but the flower bud before it fully blooms. When mature, this bud opens into a large spiny flower that is no longer suitable for eating. Botanically, artichoke belongs to the aster family, the same family as sunflower and wild daisy. Unlike those familiar relatives, artichoke has been selectively cultivated to preserve the young bud, where soft tissues and valuable biological compounds are concentrated. Most of its outer structure consists of tough, layered bracts that are not edible. Only the base of the bud and the inner core are used for consumption. This structure ensures that artichoke never becomes a convenient vegetable. It requires time to prepare, knowledge of how to eat it, and does not fit fast consumption habits. Yet, for that very reason, it is not regarded as a mass food. It exists as a food with a clear purpose, not meant to be eaten carelessly. Artichoke is also not valued for calories or sweetness. Its worth lies in what happens after it is eaten, how the body responds, how the digestive system processes it, how the liver participates in metabolism. These effects cannot be recognized immediately through taste, but require time and understanding. To understand why artichoke has been preserved by humans, one cannot look only at its appearance or current use. It is necessary to go back in time, to where it first appeared, and see how ancient people perceived this flower bud. Before artichoke appeared on the modern dining table, it had long existed in human life in a very different setting. That place was the ancient Mediterranean, where the climate was dry, the soil poor in nutrients, and people were forced to observe nature closely to decide what was worth preserving. The earliest traces of artichoke were found in southern Europe and North Africa, especially in regions such as Sicily and coastal areas that are now part of Tunisia. The ancestor of artichoke was not soft or easy to eat. It was wild cardoon, a spiny plant with a bitter taste, hardy and not particularly friendly to humans. Yet within that harshness, people recognized something important. The young bud of this plant contained something different. The ancient Greeks were among the first civilizations to notice this. From around the 4th century BCE, artichoke was mentioned not only as food, but also as a plant with value for the body. In a time when medicine was closely tied to philosophy and natural observation, what people preserved was often the result of long experience, not coincidence. During the Roman Empire, artichoke began to take on a clearer role. It appeared at banquets of the upper class, and was regarded as a refined dish not intended for the masses. Cultivating artichoke required effort, time, and knowledge. For that reason, it became a symbol of selectivity rather than abundance. Notably, throughout that period, artichoke was not consumed purely for taste. Its flavor was complex, slightly bitter, and not immediately pleasing. Yet ancient people continued to use it because of the effects they observed after eating: a lighter feeling in the stomach, better digestion, a more stable bodily response. These observations were passed down through generations long before modern science had the language to explain them. When the Roman Empire declined, many ancient foods gradually disappeared. Artichoke did not. It continued to be cultivated in monastic gardens in medieval Europe, where monks preserved knowledge of herbs and nutrition. There, artichoke was not only food, but part of a disciplined lifestyle associated with internal care. Over centuries, artichoke moved with humans from the Mediterranean to new lands. Yet, wherever it went, its role changed little. It did not become a common staple. It remained a conscious choice. A plant preserved because people believed that within that unopened bud was something more valuable than its appearance suggested. The artichoke we know today is no longer the original wild plant that once grew scattered across the Mediterranean. Its presence in the modern meal is the result of centuries of intervention, during which humans gradually shaped a difficult plant into usable food. The wild ancestor, cardoon, had tall stems, many spines, and a pronounced bitterness. Much of its structure was not suitable for eating. Over time, however, people began selecting plants with larger buds, softer texture, and less fiber. These buds were saved as seeds for the next season. This process was repeated not for a few years but across many generations. This intervention did not occur uniformly. In different regions, artichoke was selected according to different criteria. Some prioritized bud size, others focused on a thicker and softer base. Some sought to reduce bitterness to suit local tastes. Each small decision left its mark on the shape and structure of modern artichoke. More importantly, humans not only altered its form but also indirectly influenced its internal composition. Selecting plants that created a more comfortable feeling after eating meant preserving those with biological compounds more compatible with the body. Though ancient people could not name these substances, they recognized differences through experience. Artichoke, therefore, is neither a purely natural product nor the result of modern industrial manipulation. It lies in between, a plant observed, tested, and gradually adjusted by humans based on real bodily responses over time. This slow process of intervention prevented artichoke from becoming a mass crop. It was not optimized for maximum yield or shortest growth time. It was preserved for specific functional value, not for quantity. In the modern era, science began to re-examine the choices made by ancient people. Here, artichoke was no longer just a historical story. It became a subject of research, where scientists sought to explain in biological and nutritional language what humans had sensed for a very long time. First glance, artichoke does not appear to be a nutrient-dense food. It is not sweet, not fatty, and does not create rapid satiety. Yet that very silence signals that its value lies not in energy, but in how it interacts with the body after digestion. The first notable component of artichoke is fiber. In 100 grams of edible portion, fiber content can range from 5 to 10 grams, a very high number compared to many common vegetables. This means artichoke is not rapidly absorbed. It moves slowly through the digestive system, allowing gut bacteria to function more steadily. For bodies accustomed to refined, low-fiber foods, this is an important but often overlooked factor. Beyond ordinary fiber, artichoke contains inulin, a form of prebiotic. Inulin does not directly nourish the human body, but feeds beneficial gut bacteria. When the microbiome is healthy, digestion, absorption, and metabolism proceed more smoothly. This is one reason artichoke is often mentioned in discussions of digestion, even though it does not produce immediate comfort when eaten. Another group of compounds that makes artichoke distinctive consists of bioactive substances. Among them, cynarin is most frequently cited. Cynarin is found mainly in the leaves and bud, and is directly related to bile production and circulation. Bile plays an essential role in fat digestion and in eliminating metabolic byproducts. When this process functions effectively, the body often feels lighter after meals, especially those rich in protein and fat. In addition to cynarin, artichoke contains silymarin, a plant compound widely studied in connection with the liver. Though not a pharmaceutical agent, silymarin contributes to creating a favorable environment for the liver to carry out metabolic and detoxifying functions. This is a supportive mechanism, not an immediate effect, and must be understood in the context of long-term use. In terms of vitamins, artichoke does not stand out for extremely high levels of a single nutrient, but offers balance across several groups. Vitamin C contributes to antioxidant processes and cellular protection. Vitamin K is associated with bone health and blood clotting. Folate, or vitamin B9, plays a role in blood formation and nervous system function. These vitamins do not create noticeable effects immediately after eating, but are essential for long-term stability. Its mineral profile reflects the same pattern. Potassium supports blood pressure regulation and electrolyte balance. Magnesium participates in numerous enzymatic reactions. Iron and copper contribute to oxygen transport and energy metabolism. Artichoke does not deliver high energy, but supports the systems that allow the body to use energy efficiently. Another notable point is its relatively low calorie content, typically around 47 to 64 kilocalories per 100 grams. This makes it suitable for dietary patterns focused more on nutrient quality than energy quantity. It does not overload the body, yet provides the necessary elements to maintain stable biological function. Viewed as a whole, artichoke is not a food that impresses with large numbers or instant effects. Its value lies in the coordination of fiber, bioactive compounds, vitamins, and minerals, all directed toward a common goal, supporting metabolic processes to occur gently, steadily, and with minimal strain on the body. From this nutritional science foundation, the benefits observed in everyday life become easier to understand rather than mere anecdotal experience. When leaving the laboratory and entering daily life, what artichoke offers becomes clearer, not through immediate sensation, but through gradual, stable changes, often noticed only when the body begins to function more smoothly. The most evident benefit relates to the liver and digestion. For individuals who consume high protein, high fat, or irregular meals, the body often works excessively after eating. Through supporting bile production and circulation, artichoke helps the digestive system process food more efficiently. This does not create an instant feeling of improvement, but many people notice a lighter abdomen, less bloating, and reduced discomfort after meals over time. The fiber and inulin in artichoke also play an important role for those who frequently experience digestive issues. When the gut microbiome is well nourished, nutrient absorption becomes more stable. This is particularly meaningful for busy individuals who eat quickly or rely heavily on processed foods. Artichoke does not transform eating habits in one day, but contributes to restoring the biological rhythm of digestion in a more sustainable way. In terms of cardiovascular health, artichoke is often mentioned in relation to cholesterol and blood pressure. Its high potassium content supports electrolyte balance, while fiber helps limit unnecessary cholesterol absorption. For adults entering a stage where the body no longer responds as quickly as before, these small but consistent effects are more valuable than short-term solutions. Artichoke is also suitable for those concerned with blood sugar control. Slower carbohydrate absorption helps prevent sudden spikes and drops in blood glucose. This is not only relevant for individuals with glucose concerns, but beneficial for anyone seeking stable daily energy and reduced post-meal fatigue. For vegetarians or those following plant-based diets, artichoke provides a reliable source of micronutrients without excess energy. It does not replace primary protein sources, but supports the body in using consumed nutrients more effectively. In the context of modern eating, this is a quiet, yet important role. Finally, the antioxidants in artichoke are associated with protecting cells from oxidative stress. This does not mean instant rejuvenation, but rather reducing the burden the body faces during natural aging. For many, this represents long-term value rather than superficial short-lived effects. These benefits do not appear in isolation. They connect to form a broader picture of how artichoke helps the body adapt better to modern life. Yet for these values to truly manifest, proper use and awareness are equally important. For artichoke to deliver its value, proper use is essential. This is not a food to be eaten casually or prepared carelessly. From ancient times to the present, artichoke has always been handled with a certain level of care. Artichoke is typically consumed cooked. Steaming, light boiling, or simmering softens the layered structure of the bud and reduces natural bitterness. When properly cooked, the base and inner core become easier to digest, suitable for most adult digestive systems. Some people use artichoke as tea or extract, but in daily dietary context, the whole food form remains a more balanced choice. Artichoke is often paired with meals rich in protein and fat. This is not accidental. In such meals, the digestive system and liver must work harder. Including artichoke helps the processing of food occur more gently and reduces heaviness afterward. This is why artichoke is common in Mediterranean cuisine, where diets are often rich in olive oil, fish, and plant protein. However, artichoke is not suitable for everyone in every situation. One important consideration is that it may stimulate gallbladder contraction. For individuals experiencing gallstones or bile duct obstruction, frequent use may cause discomfort. In such cases, professional consultation before use is advisable. Additionally, artichoke is not meant to be consumed in large quantities over a short period. Its value lies in consistency, not high dosage. Moderate use within a diverse diet provides more stable benefits than focusing excessively on a single food. When placed appropriately within meals and used with understanding, artichoke becomes a quiet support for the body. It does not create pressure or unrealistic expectations, but contributes to maintaining internal balance over time. In the modern food world, where everything is measured by speed, convenience, and instant effectiveness, artichoke occupies an unusual position. It is not fast, not easy, not immediately satisfying, yet, precisely for that reason, it still has a place today. Artichoke persists not because of trends, but because the human body still needs forms of support that are gradual and enduring. Fiber, bioactive compounds, and its interaction with the liver and digestive system reveal a simple truth. Some foods do not need to stand out to remain valuable across thousands of years. Looking back at the journey of artichoke, from a wild bud in the Mediterranean to the modern meal, one common thread becomes clear. Humans did not preserve it for taste. They preserved it for the feeling of greater internal stability after eating, a feeling difficult to describe, yet clear enough not to be forgotten. Artichoke does not promise miracles. It simply reminds us that in nutrition, true value sometimes lies in quiet choices. Foods that do not attract attention, yet remain present when the body needs internal support. Perhaps that is why, among so many foods that appear and disappear, an unopened flower bud like artichoke continues to accompany humans to this day.